Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Rianne here, and this video I'm going to be showing you how I set up my weight tracker and activity tracker for this year. So this is last year's weight tracker and I'm going to be basing it on this design. It's going to look very similar to this. I like how simple the design is and also how colourful it is. So going into this bullet journal, I knew I wasn't going to do an index, so I'm going to be popping this tracker at the back of my book. I find that's the easiest place for me to keep all my trackers rather than going through all my different pages trying to find it. I just pop them all at the back. So on this one I'm just going to use my standard black pen, and if you want to emulate this design, then that's great. I'll show you how I did it. So on this one, the idea is that each of the small boxes is £1 lost, and then the larger boxes I do throughout the design are my milestones. So that's where I actually hit a stone mark. Because I'm in the UK, we don't just use pounds, we use pounds and stones. So I counted 10 dots down from the top of my journal. That gave me enough room then to put my title header in. And I counted 1 dot in. And then at the beginning I've got a little trim before I've got my start sign. So I did 1 dot for that box. And then all the rest of my boxes are 4 dots across by 5 dots down. Obviously, you're not going to be able to copy my design exact because your journey will be different to my journey, and the amount of weight you might want to lose will be different to what I want to lose. So it won't look exactly like mine, it'll be individual to yourself. So once I've done all the boxes and winded it down the page, I've rounded off the corners. I think it looks a lot better than just having a harsh square edge. And then when I was doing the milestone boxes for the stones, I just counted an extra dot at the top and an extra dot underneath just to make it stand out a little bit more. On both the start and the goal end, I've just done a flag design. So on the goal, instead of squaring off the bottom, I just put a pointed bottom on it. And then on the start one, I curved the top to make it look like it was folding over the tracker. I'm just going to go through now and mark all of the pound boxes. Let me know down in the comments if you are planning this year to gain a healthier lifestyle, if you're planning on losing a little bit of weight, and also what you're doing to try and achieve your goals, whether you're taking up a new activity or a new healthy eating regime. And then we can all share tips and tricks and give me some ideas on how to help me on my journey. In my last video, I did say that I wanted to try and progress my handwriting. So I'm just doing a basic font here, but what I've done on the outside then is I've added a dot border all the way around, almost to give it like a bubble effect. But instead of doing the bubble around each letter, I've done the bubble around the entire word. Also, you'll notice with my lettering here, I've dropped every other letter to make it look a little bit like bounce lettering. So when I did this, I drew out a few lines going all the way across my page. So I drew the top line to help me with the top letters, and then I drew another line, a dot down, so that I knew where to start my second letter. And I also did the same thing on the bottom lettering here. I think it just adds a little bit more interest to the lettering and the words. I'm just going to add in a few stars now, just to make it look a little bit more interesting. I thought it was looking a little bit plain. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my black brush pen and go through and add a drop shadow onto all of the lettering that I have done. So the rule that I followed on this one, if you do struggle with this, so every line that was on the left and every line that was on the bottom, I added the drop shadow onto. So obviously you could change the rule and you could do everything to the right and bottom, or everything to the right and top, but as long as you follow the rule all the way through, then you'll get a cohesive design. I just want to take this opportunity while I'm doing this lettering just to thank everyone that has already subscribed to my channel, and also everyone that's viewed my videos. I didn't think a month in that I would have people even watching them, let alone subscribing to my channel. So a big thank you. I feel really grateful. And obviously if you haven't yet subscribed, if you could, that would be amazing. And also if you turn on the bell notification, YouTube will let you know when I next upload. At the minute I'm planning on uploading once a week and have lots of ideas for future spreads and future videos. And also if you can give us a like and leave us some comments, that would be really helpful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through on my tracker and do exactly the same thing using exactly the same rule that I followed. So everything to the left and everything underneath gets a drop shadow. So on the next page now, I'm actually going to do some trackers on how I'm going to hopefully achieve my weight loss. So the first thing I'm going to track is the amount of steps I do each day. I do have an Apple Watch, And I do tend to find that some days I do more than others. So instead of tracking it each day, I am going to track it over a week. So I'm just doing exactly the same letter in here that I did on the weight tracker. And I'm going to do this tracker in graph form. So to mix up the lettering a little bit, I'm going to use my Pastel Highlighters. And I'm just writing 10,000 here. Just try and mix up my lettering a little bit. I thought I'd try something different. Obviously, we're all trying to aim for 10,000 steps a day. So that's what my graph's gonna be about monitoring. And then I'm just going to write over it with my black pen here, just slightly off center to add some interest to it. As you can see from last year's tracker, for every pound I lost, I coloured in a box with a different colour of my pastel highlighter. So that will be cohesive then with the lettering on this page. And underneath here, I'm just doing some faux calligraphy. And then for each of these lines on the left is going to be how many in total steps I've done for the week. And then every line underneath is going to be every week of the year. And then what I'll do is I'll mark it for the week, what I do, and then I'll join them all up with the line. And then also down here, I've kind of decided that I'm going to start working out, and I'm going to target myself to work out 3 times a week. So I kind of gathered that would be about 12 times a month. Most months are about 4 weeks. So I'm creating a kind of habit tracker here where I'm going to have each month of the year, and then I've left 12 boxes. And I'm going to colour it in every time I do work out to try and hold myself accountable. And I didn't want to do just a normal table, so I've off-centred every other month. So for the month title, I've done 4 dots, and then I've obviously left 12 boxes afterwards for each one I want to track. Obviously, if you're aiming to work out more than that, you could leave more boxes. And now I'm just going to go through and add exactly the same drop shadow that I did on the previous page. So using the same rule of thumb here on this one. Just want to say thank you very much for watching, guys. Good luck on your journeys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!